welcome back to my kitchen. Today is a very, very special day. It is my mom's birthday, and had she lived to see her birthday, which is today, May the 12th, she would have been 82 years young. So I'm celebrating her heavenly birthday here on earth today by making a cake to celebrate her life. It's my mom's traditional pound cake. I did it last year on her birthday, wanted to do it again this year on her birthday. I have on my very special apron that was custom made for me by one of our sweet YouTube family members. And you saw how I showed you the inside of it, where it has that heart pocket on the opposite side with my mom's name and angel wings, and it's close to my heart. So I have my mom close to my heart today. I'm excited to make her pound cake recipe, and I just want to make it pretty. So one of my mom's favorite colors was like a lavender, light purple. So I think I'm gonna make it lavender and pink, just make it look kind of Mother's Day-ish, if you will, because this is the weekend of Mother's Day, and sometimes it can be quite challenging for me, being that my mom's birthday and Mother's Day are usually right there together. But today, like I said, we're going to celebrate her life. I'm trying my best not to be too sad. I've had my moments because this weekend, for those of us that have lost our moms, Mother's Day weekend can be hard, and you just can't get away from it. It's like Mother's Day is everywhere. So my heart goes out to those of you who are struggling this weekend. My prayers are with you as well. We will get through this Mother's Day without our moms being here with us, and just celebrate and think about those good times and cherish the memories that we have with our moms, especially my mom. I had a wonderful mom. So I just want to celebrate her life, her legacy today. And like I say, I'm trying my best not to be sad, and it's okay to have those moments. And when I do, I've had quite a few, and I'll just walk away and cry, or I'll just ask my dude number one, aka my husband, baby, can I just cry? And he says, sure, babe. And he'll just hold me, and I'll cry, and then he'll pray for me. And, you know, I wipe my tears, I hold my head up, square my shoulders, and just keep it moving, because I know that's what my mom would want me to do. But it's just hard because I miss her, okay? So, with this cake today, we're going to do 3 cups of all-purpose flour, okay? So here I have 3 cups of my all-purpose flour. To this flour, I've added a ½ teaspoon of salt and ½ teaspoon of baking powder, and I sifted it 1 time. And then we have 3 cups of sugar. I'll be using 1 cup of milk. It is room temperature. I'll also be using 6 large eggs. I've already cracked them, and they too are room temperature. And then I have 2 sticks of room temperature unsalted butter, and also ½ stick of Crisco. And you guys, I like to use these Crisco sticks because they're so easy for me just to, you know, when I slide them out, I'll just cut them, and it's just so easy to measure. So the Crisco sticks. You also saw me greasing my tube pan with the Crisco and using the flour in my cake pan. I wanted to do it like that today in honor of my mom, because that's how she did it. She didn't use Baker's Joy, so I wanted to do that as well. And then for my colors, I have, this is a grape purple and a pink. So my thought process is, like I say, just to add a little color to make it pretty, to celebrate her birthday and Mother's Day weekend. I'm going to do a glaze on the top. Yeah, use some powdered sugar, do a glaze. I I think I'm going to add a little bit of corn syrup to kind of help it, give it a little sheen, if you will. And then I have some glitter glaze here that I got from my store, Kitchen Cake Magic, which is here locally. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a website, but kitchen and cake are both spelled with a K. And it's a glitter glaze. I might use it. I don't know. Okay. And then I have some disco dust. That's considered a rainbow, but it's so pretty, and it has that iridescent, that diamond look. I hope that's picking up on the camera. Not really. I think you can kind of see that. So I might sprinkle some of that on top of it too, just to make it look pretty. Okay. So it's the rainbow disco dust. I don't know. We'll see what we come up with. I just want it to be pretty, like a lavender and a pink. All right. Okay. Of course, I thoroughly washed my hands because that's what my mama taught me to do, y'all. Don't be in the kitchen with nasty hands, because that's just nasty. And just like I said it last year while I'm adding my butter to my mixing bowl, with my brothers, honey, my little nasty brothers, would come in the kitchen and not wash their hands. My mom would call them little nasty buzzards. If you don't get out of my kitchen with your nasty hands, you little nasty buzzards. But that is certainly a sweet memory of my mama being in the kitchen. Them old nasty brothers of mine. I think they do better now, washing their hands, okay? They do much better. I'm also getting ready to add my ½ cup of Crisco to my mixing bowl. And then I will also be adding my extracts. I have lemon extract and pure vanilla. These are the extracts that my mom would use most of the time when she made her pound cakes. So I'm going to go on and add them in the beginning, and that way the extracts will be incorporated during the entire mixing process, and not just, you know, towards the end, like when I would be adding the milk and the flour. Alright, my oven is preheated to 325 degrees. So it's about ready. And what I'm going to start by doing is I'm going to turn on my mixer and let this butter and Crisco and the extracts, I want to get all of that incorporated. So I'll mix maybe about 20-30 seconds or so. Get that all mixed up, and then once that's mixed in or mixed up good, I'm going to slowly start adding my 3 cups of sugar, okay? Now once I get my 3 cups of sugar add, I'm going to cream on high. I set this mixer on high, and it's usually on about 8, 8.5. I'm going to cream on high for at least 10 minutes. Now once I start creaming, once I add all of the sugar in, I'm going to set my timer, and I'm on my microwave for 10 minutes, and then I'll go do something else while that's creaming. So we're going to cream my butter, sugar, Crisco for 10 minutes. During this process, I'm also going to stop a couple of times and scrape down the sides of my bowl, because what you'll notice is the cream, the sugar, the butter, and the Crisco, some of it will start collecting on the sides of your bowl, which means if it's on the sides of your bowl, it's not getting properly creamed. Also, during the creaming process, you don't want to rush it, because it can affect the outcome of your cake. It can make it even denser. It can make your cake fall. It can make it gummy on the inside. So you do want to take the time to properly cream, because it does make a difference. Now once I have everything all creamed up, I'm going to stop the mixer, and I'm going to come back and show you exactly what I mean about it should look light and fluffy. You don't want to hear those sugar crystals mixing around in the bottom of your bowl. Okay? Alright, so we're going to get this creamed up, and then I'll stop and come back so you can see what you should be looking like. All right, we are light and fluffy, so that's exactly what you should be looking like. Light, fluffy, the texture has gotten, the color has gotten lighter, and the butter is not as yellow. So that's what you should be looking like when I say light and fluffy. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start adding our eggs one at a time. And when I add the eggs, I just mix just a few seconds, long enough for that yolk to break up and then kind of disappear. So maybe mix just a few seconds, about 7 or 8 seconds in between each egg. Now if by chance when you're adding your eggs, if 2 eggs decide they want to jump in, which oftentimes they do, no worries, just mix just a few seconds longer, because now you're trying to incorporate 2 eggs as opposed to 1. Once I've got my eggs added, then you'll see me turn down my mixer, because it's going to be time to start alternating the flour with the milk. Now you always want to start with your dry, which is your flour, and you want to end with the dry, which is the flour. So you start, you add a little bit of flour, and then you alternate, you add your milk. Now again, I'm going to turn my mixer down because you want to mix on low. This part is very important because you do not want to over mix. I think a lot of times this is the area where some people kind of go wrong, because they do over mix. You're not trying to get this batter silky smooth. I'm going to turn this mixer down to like 2. And then after I get that last little bit of flour added, I'm not going to mix much longer, because I think I'm going to add my colors by hand, in which I'll have to since I'm using 2 different colors, but I'll still be doing more mixing by hand, so I do not want to over mix. If you over mix, the same results can happen. You know, you make your cake gummy, it can make it fall. So again, don't over mix. And sometimes, like I often say, honey, sometimes pound cakes are just a trip. You do it all right, you set your timers, you're conscious about turning your mixer up or turning it down, and they still just want to act funky. So try not to let it discourage you. Just keep baking. I've heard people even talk about how the weather can make a difference in your baking. If it's raining outside, if you open the door and that suction kind of changes the pressure in your home, and it's just so much, okay? But just don't let it discourage you. Just keep baking. All right? Okay. So we're going to start adding these eggs, getting the flour and the milk added, and then we're going to be ready to add some color, and then get this cake poured and baked. Alright, so now we need to separate some of the batter so we can add our colors. Let's see, I think I want more lavender than I do pink. Oh, you're making a mess, you're making a mess. So we're going to add pink to this one. Is that better? Yes. We're going to just add a little drop at a time because I don't know how much it's going to color it. I don't want like a hot pink. I want a mommy pink. And then do I want it swirled? You know, that's the thought too. Let's see. And this is why I didn't want to, why I turned the mixer off, because again, I knew I was going to be mixing more by hand. And trying not to over mix. Just get it in the bowl. I mean in the pan. I believe I say that every time I hold this bowl, how heavy it is. Oh! Ooh, child, it's heavy. Missed a little spot on the side. Hitting it under the bottom to release air bubbles. And now we're going in 325 degrees. I bake my cakes in the middle of my oven, so I adjust one of my racks to where it's in the middle. And that's where I bake. I'm going to set my timer for 1 hour and 15 minutes. I'm sure I'll smell it before then. If it needs more time to bake or less time, I will let you know exactly how long we baked once I take it out. Okay, we baked about 1 hour and 15 minutes. So now we have to sit and cool for at least 10 before we flip it. In the meantime, I'm going to quickly make my glaze. And you guys, when I do my glaze, I always do it by hand. Don't use a mixer, it's not necessary. So I'm just going to use some powdered sugar. going to be doing 2 colors today, so maybe I'll make a little bit more. But normally I would use about 2 cups of powdered sugar. And I would say start off with maybe about 2 tablespoons of whatever liquid you're using, because you don't want to add too much. If you add too much liquid, it'll be too loose, and then you'll have to add more powdered sugar to compensate for having too much liquid. So just add a little bit of liquid at a time. I'm going to add a little bit of my cream bouquet. What does it taste like? Bakery in a bottle. That's all I know to tell you. I just love the taste of it and how it enhances my cakes and cake flavor and icing, or when I use it in my glazes, okay? So I'm going to start with a little bit of milk. Like I said, add a little bit, and then I like for my glaze to be, I like a thick glaze anyway. I'm a glaze girl. Don't care too much about having to ice in a cake. Listen, that's too much work for me. I like to be able to just pour it and be done. And I'm sure it's because I struggle with making a cake look pretty when I icing it. It just takes too much time. But anyway, just add a little bit at a time, a little bit of liquid. Again, get it very thick. It's a great arm workout, and it only takes a couple of minutes, if that long. Really not that long to make a glaze. Just that quick, it's done. Look at that. See? And although that's a little too thick right now, once I've gotten it as smooth as I like, then I just add a little bit more liquid to thin it out, okay? So let's see, since I'm doing 2 colors, I think I'm going to need a little bit more glaze. So we're just going to add more powdered sugar to give me more. Then I'll add more glaze. And just like that, it's done. Easy peasy. And I think what I'm going to do first is, before I add any color, I'm going to, after I flip this cake, if it has any of the, you know, sometimes when you use when you prepare your pan using like the Crisco and the flour, sometimes it can leave some of the little flour marks on your cake. And if it's done that, then I may want to go over it first with just a little white glaze before I do the pink and the purple, okay? All right, see? Now to this, before I forget, because honey, I forget to do this, I'm going to add a little bit of my corn syrup. Hopefully that's going to give me a little shine to my glaze, okay? Ooh. Okay. And if I don't add it now, honey, I'll be done forgot. Maybe about a tablespoon. All right. So we'll just let the cake continue to cool. And then once it's cooled enough, then we'll flip it. Okay, we're ready to flip, flip, flip. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So we will continue to cool, because if we add the glaze now, it's just gonna run right off. Let me lower you guys just a little bit. I'm gonna go on and color my glaze. So let's see, do I still want to add? I think I still might want a coating on the outside. Coating of white. So just gonna color this. We're gonna put a drop of the violet. Let's see, or the purple. Okay, well, this is definitely, that's all we needed was the one drop for the pink. So we're gonna leave that color be. Happy birthday in heaven, Mom. I miss you terribly. I love you so much.
My leg.
It is time.
My leg looks swollen to you.
No, your Dr. Seuss legs don't look swollen.
They don't look bigger.
No. You wish.
I think they look bigger. You know what this look like?
What it look like?
Fingernail polish.
Fingernail polish.
Oh. That look like an Easter egg. Easter gone.
Well, that's got to look like an Easter egg.
Easter gone. That is pretty.
You know what this is?
It looks like
Do you know what this is?
Oh, it looks like. It really looks like.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mommy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, mommy. Oh, Lord, she's celebrating in heaven, so we made a cake to celebrate her birthday.
That is so pretty. It looks like.
Y'all see the little sparklies on
Shimmy.
the top? Let me
I was going to
see.
say shimmy.
The shimmering. I can't tell whether or not you all can see it or not, but I hope you can.
You can see it.
You can see it.
I can see it. This is good. Cut your money.
Let me taste it.
This is a special occasion.
Oh, that's why you're going to share.
It's good. It
That's
really
okay,
is
okay.
good.
Wow.
It seems like it's been forever since I got a pound cake.
Oh, that's so good.
All my co-workers gonna be in tomorrow.
They might not be getting none of this, honey. The men folk can't appreciate this.
They appreciate it.
This is a special cake.
Man,
I don't think the men folk gonna get this tomorrow.
They more than appreciate it. And I think when I let them know how
Smile.
special it is, every last one of them will warm it. This is good.
Sure
What's
wish
the name
it
of
was- It's just my mom's pound cake recipe. I just did it for her birthday.
Celebration of Mom.
Yeah, she's celebrating in heaven, so I thought I'd fix a cake. She would have been 82 years young today. Oh, I'm trying not to be sad. Okay. I did pretty good. Now I'm trying to get emotional.
You know what? It's okay, baby.
It's okay. Don't hug me. You're gonna
I'm
make me
not.
cry.
I'm just.
You're gonna make me cry.
You're okay. You're okay. You have a right. You have a right to. It's okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
okay.
Yes.
So it's Mother's Day weekend. Wanted to wish all of you guys a very happy Mother's Day. Again, for those of you who do not have your mom like me, and Mother's Day is everywhere to remind us. I will be praying for you as well. You guys say a prayer for me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this is just my mom's pound cake. I'm trying to celebrate her birthday
It's okay.
and just not be totally sad.
Okay. Let me ask, would it be okay
So,
if we just pray for me? Just say that simple prayer
for Mother's Day?
for Mother's Day.
Okay. Done.
So if you guys don't mind, I want to just say a simple prayer for you guys that have mom and to you that have lost mom. Okay? Father, we thank you so much for this opportunity you have given us once again to come before the throne of grace. My heart, Lord, goes out with a mixed bag, joy and sadness. To those whose mom is still here, Lord, I pray that you quicken their hearts, that they understand and appreciate for all that she is and for all that she is not. She's mom. Yes, it's a busy time that we're in. A lot of things we have going on. But not so busy that we cannot just give a call to that one that took the time to take care of us when we did not even know we was in the world. So to any of us out there, Lord, that are not able or will not give mom a call, break that stony heart, mend those fences, help us that we may be able to understand clearly for all that she is and for all that she is not. She is mom. And to each and every last one of us that have lost mom and mom is gone, help us to treasure the moments, the memories, and everything that she so lovingly put in us. Help them all, Lord, that they may be able to understand that and see how mom was making it work even when we did not understand what was going on. So help us to treasure the moments, love one another, and be so courteous just to give a call to mom and say, Mom, thank you. We love you. Thank you, Father, for hearing this prayer. I believe by faith that you have honored this request. For I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. To all of the moms, we say Happy Mother's Day. And to you, Mom, I love you.
So if you've not subscribed, please consider doing so.
By hitting the nosy.
Turning on that notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever we're doing whatever it is we are doing over here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We already look forward to you joining us again next time. Bye.